What is going on, everybody? It is your boy Swifty. We are back, and in today's video, guys, we are going to be doing a little bit of a build on the Pontiac GTO. It's really not called a GTO in this game, but it pretty much represents the GTO in the American, in the United States, really what that car would be. I believe this is a Vauxhall in this game, if that's how you pronounce it right. I'm not really sure, so let me know in the comment section below if I said that right. Let's see, what is this? It is the Vauxhall VXR. So pretty much this car is the equivalent of the Pontiac GTO in the United States. We might as well just call it a Pontiac GTO because that's pretty much what it is. We are going to be doing a little bit of a build on this car. This setup that I have going here has 1,265 horsepower, 1,088 foot-pounds of torque, and it's coming in around 3,000 pounds, which is a fairly light car, I guess you could say. It's not super heavy, but it's not super light. It's kind of in the middle. I'm going to go ahead and show you guys the kind of setups we got going on here. I've got this car pretty tuned. This is probably one of my faster cars that I honestly tuned up. Of course, we did the 7.0 liter V8 engine swap because this car has to move out. I don't think the stock drivetrain would get us these numbers off that power. We got the 7.0 liter. We stuck with rear wheel drive like we do with a lot of our drag builds that we do here. Of course, the twin turbo setup, as you guys know, I pretty much always run twin turbo on a lot of these cars that I build. That's pretty much that. We didn't really do anything with the front bumper and the rear wing. We did the rear wing delete. You guys can keep that on there if you want to for aesthetics. I think I might toss it back on here soon just because it just kind of adds a little bit of style to it. That's all your guys' choice. Of course, with the rims, of course we're going with the drag radials, and then we're going with the biggest tire in the back, which is a 315, which is a pretty good sized tire for this car. And then the rims, of course, go with the lightest ones you guys can find. Anything for weight reduction, I guess. The clutches like usual, the transmissions like usual, kind of all with the builds that we do. If you guys are new around here, this all might be kind of new to you for like my builds. But the brakes and everything we did everything in here except for the reinforcement. That's just not something I add on because it's unnecessary weight that we don't really need. So feel free to pause the video on like anything that I'm going through so you guys can see it yourself. We pretty much upgraded everything through here. I don't think we missed anything. We did the intercooler and we did the flywheel. So we're pretty much good there. The car is maxed out. We're getting about 1,265 horsepower, which is pretty good. So we'll head over to the strip. I'll show you guys this build. This is kind of a quick video, but I think this car is pretty cool and I wanted to share it with you guys because personally it's one of my faster cars, I would have to say. This car does move out pretty good. It's not as fast as the Supra I built, but this car does move out really well. We'll do a little pull down the strip right here. This car, of course, I race in manual with clutch, so I do launch this car at 2,000 RPMs. I don't really have a set RPM limit that I go to. I just launched it at 2,000. So we'll go ahead, I will do a launch at 2,000 real quick and kind of show you guys what it traps. We do have a little bit of wheel spin off that launch there, but rather than that, this car moves out pretty good. 178's not bad for the quarter there. This car really does scoot for 1,200 horsepower. Of course, it's not going to be anything like super fast, but it's pretty quick for what it is, honestly. So we're going to head over to the tuning real quick for the cars, and this is kind of what I got going on here. Of course, we do with the tire pressures, everything set to low. That's just generally what I go with when I tune these cars. This is the gearing that I have. The final drive, like usual, if you guys have been around here for a little bit, you know that I don't necessarily mess with the final drive. It's usually first, second, and third gears when I'm building drag cars. This one does go to fourth, though, so we do first, second, third, fourth. This is the gearing I have set up. This is the alignment that I have going on for the camber up front. We have the positive 5 degrees up front. The toe and the front caster we didn't really touch. Anti-roll bars I did not touch either. The springs, this is kind of an important one that you do. You put all the weight to the rear. That's generally what I do in most of my rear-wheel drive cars. So the weight goes to the rear and we take as much weight off the front as possible so we can put the tires to the track. The damping, I do kind of screw with the damping in this car. We did soft in the front, stiff in the rear, and then the bump stiffness is full stiff front and rear. That did actually change the 0 to 60 time quite a bit, so I'm going to start getting into damping more. I haven't really learned a whole lot about tuning in general, but this is kind of what I run. I'm starting to get a feel for it as I play this game more. This is the aero. Haven't really touched the aero. The brakes haven't touched. The diff I haven't touched. So the car is a pretty basic setup. I would say it runs out pretty good for what it is. It does hook fairly well on the street too, but the track is really where it shows. We'll do another pull, see if we can get past 178, but I think this might be it. I don't know if we're going to go faster or not. Well, I shifted a little early there. I should have let it spin a little longer. I don't think we're going to get past 178. Ooh, 178.58, so that was better than the last pull. If you guys like this tune, feel free to copy it for yourself. If not, I'm going to put it up in the auction house, not the auction house, the garage center with the upgrades and tuning. If you guys just want to download it yourself, feel free to go for it. Again, you have to race this car in manual with clutch and launch at 2,000 RPMs, so you get that full effect. The car is a pretty good car. I honestly love tuning cars in this game, especially with V8s. That's kind of what I stick to. So, I mean, if you guys want to see more content like this in the future, please let me know by smashing the subscribe button. Like if you guys are new around here. And with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next one.